first thing you need to do is down the bottom here, you've got a 10mm bolt that just needs to come out of here. So flick that out like so. Once that's out, you should be able to give this a little pull. No, that's right, they have an extra one on here. Once that's out, if you have a trim tool, just need to pop it in the top here, and your whole piece here is going to like pop off. So you can see there's a couple of tabs on the top and tabs around the outside. So if you leave it from the top here, that's going to pop down. Now you can see here's our factory speaker. Not too much to write home about there. Obviously when you're taking the other one off, you can open the glove box up here, make it a bit easier. So here's our factory one. It's got a factory Toyota plug on it, which you just need a push down here to undo it. So that's your factory speaker there, and here's your spot in here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put our adapter into here and plug in our. Then our next step is just to grab our Toyota adapter, plug that in. That's your factory speaker wires hooked up now, and then just take the connector up and pass it through the top here, because what we're actually going to do is we're going to mount our crossover onto here and push it back in. So this part just comes out. You can just pull this part here out with your hands. I'm actually going to put our crossover up on the top there, mount it there, and we'll just put our obviously negative and positive onto our input feed. I'm just going to grab our woofer speaker wire through here. So just make sure everything's included in the kit that you need to put these in, so you don't have to go down to the shop halfway through. Make sure that's all sticking through okay. Just grab those original screws you took out and pop them back in. Once those two in, tighten those up. So those two are in now. These obviously will pass this through to come up here. I've got negative to positive on your woofer here. I'll hook these in. Once that's out, what you can do is you can come up the top here and get your trim tool on the side here and just pop this little small part out here. Get your trim tool under here. Able to pop up this small little flap here. There's some like steel below there, and this will come out. Now if we come into here, I don't know if I can show you what's under there, but that's what you got under there right there. So here's a tweeter here. We're in there just in the tweeter casing. We've put a small hole through here, so obviously this part of the tweeter pops out of the casing. Run all the wires through here. I tuck them down the back, and they actually come out. You can get them out the far corner, out the back there. Just need to reach your hand in there, a small screwdriver. Obviously positive and negative here. You're going to go into our tweeter input, and then we're going to put this bit back, and then that'll be that done. Depending where you mount these, obviously it just pops off and you can screw them. We'll show that in a second. So that's the tweeter here. It just pops out of here and it can slide back into your casing. Then obviously you can screw small screws through here, or stick this down and that mounts it in like so. Now before we put this back together, always test everything before we put it back together. So we've got it hooked up and we'll start the radio. We'll just check how it all sounds. So once you've tested the sound and you're happy with how that's sounding, it's all working. So it's sounding it's a lot better. Just some double-sided onto here, some pretty decent stuff. You could also put some screws through here, but just remember you can obviously still put your hand into here. Maybe some screws at the back wouldn't be too bad. I just know that this stuff's pretty decent, so it isn't going to go anywhere. Obviously this all mounts straight back in here. That crossover there, up above there. Tweeters on the top up there, and the other woofers down the bottom here. Then obviously you've got your case coming back on here. Get that back in. Make sure you put in what you took out. Goodbye old speaker. Remember you had that one in the bottom here, so make sure you put that back in. So that's basically it. So that's on the passenger side here. Our woofers up now in here. The crossover's above here. Tweeters on the top there. All looking pretty good. The sound quality is awesome. Now we'll just go and I'll quickly show the driver's side. Driver's side's the same here. Just got 10mm on the bottom. I'll give this whole thing a pull out again. It can be a bit stiffer. You've got your release for your bonnet here. That can stay on. And you're just going to be taking off these two. Going to pop those two off. Got that push down tab, push that down. Can pop out these speakers. Oh, sorry, I forgot to actually mention this on the passenger side. You got two little locating lugs here. See you later, see you later. They just stop our speaker actually fitting over. So if you just trim them down with some cutters, and you'll see that you can then fit our speaker into here in the original holes that you got there. It's gonna just like sit in like that. So again, the same as the passenger side, I pop this off with a trim tool if you have one. Small hole in here, I'll run out of wire through. Make sure you put your wire through the holder and that before you pass it through. It's quite tight in here, so like this one actually goes down the back. I'm actually going down here, so I've passed the wire under, and I'm actually like using like a wire puller to pull it through, just because it is a bit tight. So because if you pass it down like this one, it actually goes through to the back there. So this little hole here seems to pop straight back down up under here. So it's got to pull through that. It's going to be a little bit challenging, but just get a piece of string or something to help you pull it through. Just use the like the double-sided tape, and we've actually put it's probably a bit dark to see in there, but we've put the crossover up against here. So it's like sitting on the inside against your panel here, just like stuck out of the way. And obviously now we're going to go and put the woofer in, and then we'll be good to go. Again, test before you put it all back together that it's all like working okay. Just tested that the sound quality is obviously a lot better than your factory speakers here. So it's all looking good, and we can just put this back on. You've got your bolt down the bottom with like a clip in, and that's your front speaker install done. So it's all fairly like straightforward to put in, and it will update the 4-inch front speakers to components on your 70 series like Land Cruisers 2009 onwards. So you can just place a screw or 2 screws in there just to hold the tweeter holder in place there.